Ladies and gentlemen, today I would like to share with you a simple yet profound truth. Do not share your problems with others. We live in a world where difficulties come like waves crashing on the shore. They rise, they break, and they seem endless. But listen closely. Running from one person to another, telling them about your troubles, will not bring the peace you are seeking. In fact, it often does the opposite. It drains your energy and burdens those around you, many of whom are already carrying their own heavy loads. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying you should face life's struggles in isolation. No, my friends, we were created for connection, for love, for encouragement. However, there is only one who can fully understand the depth of your pain, one who can lift you when life has knocked you down. What you can lift you when life has knocked you down. People might listen for a moment, but before long they'll become wrapped up in their own issues. Some might pity you, others may judge you, and some could even use your pain against you. But there is a place where your burdens are always heard, a place where you are never turned away, before the throne of God. Instead of running to others with your problems, run to God. Pour your heart out to Him. The Bible tells us, cast your burdens on the Lord and He will sustain you. When you give your problems to Him, He will give you strength. He will give you wisdom. He will give you peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. So today I urge you, stop seeking sympathy from the world. Stop searching for answers in broken places. Bring your troubles to the one who holds the entire universe in His hands. Trust in Him and you will discover that, even in the midst of your challenges, you can stand firm, unshaken, and filled with peace that no one can take from you. When we face difficulties in life, our first instinct is often to share our problems with others. We hope that in doing so we will find comfort, advice, or even solutions. However, more often than not, opening up about our issues with people leads to unexpected consequences. Judgment, pity, or even gossip. People are naturally inclined to form opinions. And when you reveal your struggles, you expose yourself to the risk of being judged. Some may see your difficulties as a weakness, believing you are at fault or that you aren't strong enough to manage on your own. Instead of offering support, they might think, if it were me, I would have dealt with it differently. This kind of judgment does nothing to ease your burden. It only adds to your emotional weight. You start to feel self-conscious, questioning whether you made a mistake in confiding in them. Then there are those who will pity you. While sympathy might feel comforting at first, it can quickly turn suffocating. Some people may no longer see you as a person overcoming a challenge, but as someone weak, helpless, or incapable of handling life. They may treat you differently, not out of a desire to help, but because they now see you only through the lens of your problem. They might speak to you in a condescending way or keep reminding you of your struggle, making it more difficult for you to move forward. This kind of pity can trap you, making you feel like your identity is defined by your struggles rather than your strengths. Perhaps the most harmful outcome of sharing your problems is gossip. Not everyone who listens to your troubles has your best interests at heart. Some people love spreading stories, whether true or exaggerated. They might not intend to hurt you, but in their desire to share news, they could twist your words, add their opinions, or broadcast your personal struggles to those who should not even be involved. Before you know it, people you never spoke to are aware of your problems, forming opinions about you based on second-hand information. This can be incredibly painful, turning what should have been a private matter into a public spectacle. The more you open up to others about your difficulties, the more you expose yourself to these risks. People might disappoint you, misunderstand you, or even betray you. Rather than finding peace, you may find yourself more burdened, more anxious, and more frustrated. This is not to say that you should never seek help or confide in others. There are times when wise counsel is necessary, and trusted individuals can offer guidance and support. However, you must be discerning. Not everyone who listens to you has your best interests in mind. Not everyone who offers advice is qualified to help, And not everyone who promises confidentiality will keep that promise. Instead of turning to others in every moment of trouble, turn to God first. He does not judge you unfairly. He does not pity you in a way that weakens you, and He never gossips about your struggles. He listens, He understands, and He provides solutions beyond human wisdom. When you put your trust in Him, you will find peace, strength, and direction without the risks that come from relying on people. Be careful whom you share your burdens with. Not every ear that listens is a friendly one. Guard your heart, seek God first, and choose wisely whom you confide in. In doing so, you will find not only relief, but also the wisdom to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. Life is full of difficulties, and when we encounter them, we often turn to others for support, hoping they can understand and help us through our struggles. However, one important truth that many forget is that people have their own battles and burdens to carry. As much as they may want to help, they may not truly understand what you are going through, and in many cases they may not even be able to offer the assistance you need. Every person you meet is carrying something. Some are dealing with financial issues, others with broken relationships, health problems, or emotional burdens they have never spoken about. They may appear to have everything under control, but deep down, they may be carrying hidden struggles of their own. When you approach them with your challenges, they might listen, nod, and offer words of encouragement, but in reality they are still struggling with their own difficulties. This makes it hard for them to truly focus on your problems or offer the support you seek. Even when someone wants to help, their understanding is often limited. No two people experience pain the same way. What seems like a minor issue to one person might feel overwhelming to another. Sometimes when you share your troubles, others may respond with phrases like, "I've been through worse," or "That's nothing compared to what I've gone through." Instead of feeling understood, you may feel dismissed or belittled. People rarely see the full extent of what you're going through, and because of that, they cannot truly grasp the depth of your pain. Even if someone understands what you are experiencing, they might not have the wisdom or ability to help you. Advice from others often comes from their own experiences, but their solutions may not apply to your unique situation. What worked for them may not work for you. You might pour your heart out to someone, hoping for advice, only to receive suggestions that feel shallow or irrelevant. Instead of gaining clarity, you may end up more confused than before. Sometimes people simply don't want to be burdened with the problems of others, not because they are unkind, but because they are already overwhelmed with their own struggles. When you share your troubles with someone who is dealing with their own challenges, they may not have the emotional energy to provide the support you need. You might notice them becoming distant, avoiding deep conversations, or even changing the subject when you try to talk about your issues. This can be hurtful, but it serves as a reminder that people have their limits, not just with their own burdens, but with the burdens of others as well. Additionally, some individuals may listen to your problems, but instead of offering help, they might use your struggles against you. There are those who find pleasure in hearing about others' difficulties, not out of concern, but out of curiosity or even amusement. They may pretend to care, but in reality they have no intention of offering real help. Instead, they might spread your pain as gossip, using your troubles as a topic of conversation, instead of treating them with the respect and care they deserve. This is why it's so important to be careful about whom you confide in. Not everyone is equipped to help, and not everyone has the genuine heart to care. Instead of relying on people to understand or fix your problems, turn to God. Unlike people, He is never too busy, too burdened, or too limited to help you. He understands your struggles in ways no one else can, and He has the wisdom and power to offer real solutions. Instead of seeking validation or comfort from those who may not truly understand you, place your trust in the one who Thus, people may mean well, but they are only human and their ability to help is limited. God, on the other hand, is unlimited in His wisdom, His love, and His ability to guide you through any challenge you face. Throughout our lives, we all experience difficulties, pain, and burdens that weigh heavily on our hearts. During these times, our natural response is often to turn to people for support, hoping they can help carry the weight of our troubles. We share our worries with friends, family, and even strangers, believing that talking about our problems will bring relief. However, the truth is that people are limited in what they can do. They can listen, they can offer advice, but they cannot provide the deep peace and true solutions that our hearts long for. This is why the Bible instructs us to cast our burdens on the Lord, not on the world. Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be moved." This verse serves as a reminder that we aren't meant to carry our struggles by ourselves, nor are we supposed to place them in the hands of others who are just as vulnerable as we are. Instead, we are called to give our burdens to God, trusting that He is more than capable of holding us up during every trial. The world may offer many temporary solutions for our difficulties. Some people turn to social media, spilling their emotions online in hopes of gaining sympathy or validation. Others seek solace in the opinions of friends or even strangers, hoping to find someone who understands their pain. But what happens when the sympathy fades away? What happens when the advice goes nowhere? Too often, instead of feeling relief, people find themselves even emptier, more misunderstood, and frustrated. This is because the world was never designed to carry our burdens. Only God was. When we cast our burdens on the Lord, we place our trust in the one who knows us better than anyone else. He sees every tear, every fear, and every worry that fills our hearts. Unlike people, He does not judge us unfairly. He doesn't grow weary of listening to us, and He will never abandon us in our time of need. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus invites us with these words, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Notice that He doesn't say, "Go to your friends, go to your co-workers, or go to the world." He simply says, "Come to me." This is because God's solutions are far more effective than anything the world can provide. When we bring our burdens before Him in prayer, He offers us wisdom, peace, and strength to endure. He doesn't just offer temporary comfort. He provides lasting solutions. The world might offer us words of encouragement, but God offers us true transformation. The world may tell us to stay strong, but God is the one who gives us the strength to overcome. One of the biggest mistakes we make is thinking that we must solve everything on our own. We try to figure out our problems with human reasoning, seeking advice from one person after another, only to find ourselves exhausted and confused. But Proverbs 3:5-9 6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." God doesn't expect us to have all the answers. He simply asks us to trust Him and lay our burdens at His feet. When we shift our focus from the world to God, everything changes. Instead of seeking comfort in human approval, we find security in God's promises. Instead of carrying anxiety, we experience His perfect peace. Instead of relying on the strength of others, learn to lean on the unlimited strength of our Creator. So today, let this truth sink deep. It tells us to cast them on the Lord. When we do this, He will sustain us, guide us, and carry us through every storm. Life is full of burdens, worries, fears. But while human support has its place, the Bible makes it clear that our burdens are not meant to be placed on the shoulders of other people. Instead, we are instructed to cast our burdens on the Lord, for He alone is fully capable of carrying them. Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken." This verse is not just a comforting suggestion. It is both a command and a promise. God calls us to release our worries into His hands. We are acknowledging that He is greater than our struggles, that He has the power to bring us through any trial. Too often people make the mistake of turning to the world for solutions. They share their burdens with friends, family, or even strangers, hoping to find relief. While talking to others can sometimes bring temporary comfort, it doesn't provide lasting peace. People can offer opinions, sympathy, or limited advice, but they cannot truly remove the weight of our struggles. Some may listen with good intentions, but they do not have the power to change our circumstances. Others may misunderstand, judge us, or even spread our troubles as gossip. This is why relying on human support alone can be dangerous. It places our trust in those who are just as limited as we are. The Bible teaches us that God, unlike people, is all-powerful, all-knowing, and ever-present. He is never too busy, never uninterested, and never overwhelmed by what we bring to Him. 1 Peter 5:7 reinforces this truth. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. Notice that the verse does not say to cast only some of our worries, or to hold on to them while seeking validation from others. It says to cast all our anxieties on Him. This means fully surrendering our burdens, not keeping one foot in worry while seeking reassurance from people. When we turn to God instead of the world, we find peace that goes beyond human understanding. Philippians 4:6-7 instructs us, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving present your requests to God, and the peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This passage reminds us that true peace is not found in human words or temporary solutions, but in surrendering everything to God through prayer. Another reason we are called to cast our burdens on the Lord rather than on people is that God has the power to bring real solutions. People may sympathize, but God can heal. People may offer advice, but God provides divine wisdom. People may offer temporary relief, but God gives lasting peace. Isaiah 41:10 reassures us of His strength, saying, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. When we trust God with our burdens, we shift our focus from the problem to the provider. We stop depending on human solutions and start relying on divine power. This doesn't mean we should never seek wise counsel or support from trusted individuals, but it does mean that our primary source of help should always be God. He is the one who sustains us, guides us, and carries us through every trial. Rather than turning to the world for comfort, we must learn to trust in God's promise. He calls us to lay our burdens at His feet, knowing that He cares for us, loves us, and is always in control. When we do this, we find not only relief, but also a deeper relationship with Him, one built on faith, trust, and the assurance that He will never leave us nor forsake us.